My Move the Chains audience, it is Hump Day, Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday. Just got done with a pump. Gains a clock, boy. Time to go. Woo! I'm feeling great today. Not as good as I'm feeling about Joe Douglas right now, but I'll get to that in a second. My Raider reaction, I always give you guys weekly. Raiders had a bye week last week after that Bengal disaster a couple weeks ago. They had a bye week this week. They played Miami, down in Miami. Sunday, that was not very good. But I got some takeaways from that. The Jets fired their GM. What the flying hell is going on? I'll get into that. Don't get it. Don't like it. Don't understand it. Maybe there's somebody, guy named Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, that has a say in it. But I'll get to that right now. So, Raiders played, like I do every week, my post-game reaction. Raiders were in Miami on Sunday. And, started that game. It was not great. I was pissed. I was sitting in my bedroom. Excuse me. And then things kind of perked up. I went, okay. It's 17-12. We're kind of making it a game. Brock Bowers was balling. They were mixing the run, the pass. Everything was looking good. They were getting guys in motion. Scott Turner offense. I'm like, holy shit. And then the wheels fell off like I've seen the last 5 games or so with the Raiders. And I will say this with Brock Bowers. And again, God is my witness. You guys are on here. You guys know me. I was not happy that night. But I sat back and I went, okay, they get Mayer, they get him. It was great having Michael Mayer back on Sunday. What a great showing that was from him. Looked a little rusty, like he should have been, for being out half the season. And obviously had some mental stuff going down. Again, we don't know all the particulars, but he had some stuff going on mentally. And if you need some time away, need some time away. I get it. But it's just the same one with the Raiders. And at this point, I'm already looking ahead to the draft. I'm already looking ahead to free agency. I'm already looking ahead to the combine I'm going to this year. Hopefully my boy Matt Hyman comes down to the fort. Him and I are going to go. He wants to go for all 3 days. Crazy fucker. That ain't going to happen. But we'll see. Fuck around. We're going to find out. So back to the Raiders. I watched that game Sunday. And I'll say this with Miami. Because give Miami their flowers. I watched the Monday night beat the Rams and beat them up. Now, they did beat the shit out of the Raiders. We suck. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But their offense looks a lot different when Tua's in there. And the RPO game, the spread action game, all that stuff. And listen, Mike McDaniel's not my favorite coach, and he is overrated. I give John Middlecoff that credit. Shout out to John Middlecoff. I love listening to your pod. But he can coach offense. And the way that they get spacing and the way they get guys open in that offense, and Tua's like that point guard, the fast break offense. It is to Waddle, Hill, Jonnu Smith ball. Hell, I picked him up Sunday late on my fantasy team. Early that morning, I'm taking my walk. I got up early, and I'm looking at my phone. I'm going, oh, shit, I got to play a tight end on my fantasy league. Oh, Jonnu Smith's projected 20 points. Okay. Play him, he got me 20. So, shout out to Jonnu Smith. But, was very impressed with Miami. Could they go on the run? I don't know if they go on a playoff run. I just think it's going to be hard. I did pick for the year, if I'm looking back. I did have Dolphins third because I just trusted Aaron over Tua, but I should have known Rodgers been hurt and Jets are just a mess. So Miami's going to be second in that division. Buffalo's running away with this thing. It's no-brainer again. But I will say with Miami, we'll see what happens down the stretch. Maybe they could get like a 8-9 record or something like that and then build for next year. I don't know. But the Raiders, back to them, they got a lot of work to do. And, again, in the draft, I read a story today that it could be Mike Vrabel instead of Dion. Here's my take. If I had to pick right now between Deion Sanders and Mike Vrabel, I would take Dion because of his son and how gifted. They need a quarterback. But my thing is this year's quarterback class is not very good. Now, there's some guys I like. I like Cam Ward a lot. Got some question marks, the 7-on-7 stuff that I've talked about. I like Jackson Dartle. I've not mentioned him from Ole Miss. I was thinking about this today as I got to work. It's great having you guys in. I said, okay, I like Jackson Dartle from Ole Miss. He was my second quarterback this past year. From Ole Miss, excuse me. But the more I sit back and I go, I like Jackson Dart. He's 6'2", 225, got some stuff to him I like. Mobility, the arm, all that stuff. But again, I got to go back to, okay, well, I need to see more. And again, I have to watch this LSU tape. I don't know if they won that game. Maybe they did. I have to go back and look. And maybe tonight after I get off with you guys, I will. But I wouldn't mind taking him later. But right away, I need a quarterback. I need a Shedeur. I need a guy like that. Now, I've been hearing Jalen Milroe's name being thrown in the ring. I don't know. I'm not impressed with Jalen Milroe. He's a great kid, all that stuff. Jalen Hurts clone to me. And I was not impressed with them when they beat the shit out of LSU a couple weeks ago. Excuse me. So, again, I'm not sold on a lot of these quarterbacks. Carson Beck, I was, but he's just too much going on. Some question marks about the character. Now, I don't know about the character. I heard he's a great kid. Teammates like him, but then I saw him on the sideline laughing. He's got all the, he's got too much eye black, like John Randall from NFL Films. Some people critique the arm sleeve tattoo of all that. I don't care. I know guys that have it. Dak Prescott's statted with him. Gucci Mane, good God, he's got an ice cream cone on his face. Burr, 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 Semi-autumn. Lemonade, okay? So, again, I don't care. That's just minute shit with him. It's more of the play of Carson Beck that's just been inconsistent this year. Now, I did look good against Tennessee, but I've been waiting for that all year, and I haven't seen it lately. So, if you do bring in Deion with the Raiders, you're getting a package deal now. It's like dating a single mom, like with a kid. Like, okay, you get the hottie, but you got to bring the kid along, and you're like, damn it. So, I would not hate if Deion's the coach of the Raiders because, they need a splash. They're in that division with Mahomes, Andy Reid, Sean Payton. Bo Nix looks like elite now. I know we got to contextualize it. I know but, you got to do something because I can't keep watching this movie of Gardner Minshew and Desmond Ridder, trash, and then Farva from Super Troopers, Aiden O'Connell. So, Raiders got to do something. And I believe they should go get Shedeur and Deion. But, by some mix, now again, Jerry could probably throw the kitchen sink at Deion because he played for them and all that. If that were to happen and we don't end up getting Shedeur, and Mike Vrabel's out there now, I got told today, I'm just reading an article today, Mike Vrabel's the front runner for that. Now, that could be Brady's guy. And I would listen. I'm a fan of Mike Vrabel. My cousin Alex Ariola's dad, Marcelo. He loves Mike Vrabel. I don't know why they fired him. But we keep forgetting Mike Vrabel can coach. I know exactly what I'm getting with Mike Vrabel. Tough guy, presence, chest out, former player, badass, Midwest ethos, brings that to Vegas. I'm all for it because we keep forgetting he went to an AFC Championship game in 2019. 2 years later, he got the first overall seed in the AFC. That was with Mahomes, with Burrow, with Allen, all those guys. And we could say, yeah, Tannehill shit the bed. No question about that. But he got the Titans to the first overall seed that year and got to the AFC Championship game. So I'm just throwing it out. Because if Vrabel is going to become the coach of Raiders, I'm all for it. Now you got to trust whoever the brass is and Tom Brady to go get a quarterback. Because if you do that, then maybe. But I wouldn't rule out Mike Vrabel with the Raiders as the coach. So, to recap, I do think the Raiders, Shedeur and Deion, my gut feeling is they come to Vegas. I'm excited. I turned around on Shedeur. I was kind of out. I like him now. And getting Deion a rock star, they need something in Vegas. And I think Mark can just step back. Now, Tom Brady, no Shedeur. We'll see what happens. But I would not be shocked if Mike Vrabel's the coach. So I got news yesterday. I was getting out of work. I was going to the gym last night. And I saw that Joe Douglas got fired. And I kind of was shooken by it because I don't get it. a guy that he's drafted really good players. And God is my witness, I've said this. He did the two things in cardinal sin you cannot do as a GM. You whiff on the quarterback and you whiff on left tackle. Now, you whiffed on the quarterback, that was your problem. And if you whiffed on the left tackle, okay. If you got the quarterback right. But when you don't get the quarterback right and you miss on left tackle, then there's more problems. Now, he's a good draft evaluator. He got Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. That's a talented team. But the problem is their leader list at the top. And it comes back down to that. And I got told he didn't even want Tyron Smith and Mike Williams. That was Woody Johnson's thing. Which, by the way, hey, Woody, go be an ambassador. Get that fuck out of the way. Your organization. And the other thing is I'm smiling right now as a Raider fan because Devontae dumbass, wanted out of Vegas. We all got to remember, he wanted out. Oh, I can't stand the Raiders. Oh, I can't. I got to go see my homeboy. I got to see my homeboy. How's that working out? You're in the same shithole you just were in. You walked in two porta potties, not one. Where shit's everywhere. So I don't feel sorry for Devontae. I call him Devontae dumbass now. And listen, man, I say my favorite saying is fuck around, you're going to find out, man. And I'll tell you what, man, the Jets, who the hell is going to take that job? Now, I'm hearing Rex Ryan. Yeah, let's just go back down the retread path. Now, I heard Woody Johnson didn't want to fire him. It was the old regime. I don't know. And I think Rex Ryan at that point, he kind of knew what he was. The quarterback play was shitty. Mark Sanchez said it was great couple of years. Excuse me. But I just, come on, man. And Joe Douglas did draft good players. But he whiffed on the quarterback. When you whiff on the quarterback, that's an issue. And he had that issue. Now, could the Jets go hire, I just said his name, Mike Vrabel? Yeah, go pay him $17 million and bring his ass in, boy. Now people are going to say, well, the money. Hey, money talks, shit walks, bro. If you gave Mike, we all said a couple years ago, hey, Sean Payton, this job for Denver, it's trash. It's $90 million, we'll give it to you. Where do I sign? That's what the Jets should do with Mike Vrabel, excuse me. Now, if I was Mike Vrabel, what would I pick? I would pick the Raiders job because, think about this tonight, is that the Raiders don't have a quarterback. So you got a clean slate when it comes to, okay, I can evaluate my team, build it, all that stuff. With the Jets, is Eric coming back? Is he retiring? Is he unretiring? I don't know. He could pull a Favre for all I know. I've seen that movie before. So there's a lot of uncertainty with the Jets. I don't know. It's a shit show. And I feel bad for Joe Douglas because I think he drafted good players. But he did the two things you can't do. You whiffed on the quarterback and you didn't draft well. I mean, that's, again, you could have your misses as a GM if you get the quarterback right. When you don't get the quarterback right, now we got issues. So I just feel like, to me, the Jets, they got a lot of problems. Now, is some of this Aaron Rodgers that he caused this? Well, I don't know. I mean, you gave the whole farm to a guy that is kind of weird. You made him the savior. He ain't a savior, bro. He's never had that in his DNA. And we keep thinking like, Favre near the end, the difference between him and Rodgers to me, is that Rodgers, was kind of declining. Like, you saw it after that 21 season. 22, he sucked. And then 23, he got hurt, none fault of his own. And then this year, he's just train wreck. But Favre had, 7 years was great, 28 touchdowns, I think it was 28 touchdowns, 15 picks. I don't know how I remember his stats, but I'm a wizard. And then he had the 08 year, 22 touchdowns, 22 picks with an 81 passer rating. Got the Jets to 8-3, and then they fell off the cliff because Favre had some injuries. And he was an Iron Man. And then he goes to Minnesota, 33-7, and then throws the pick in the NFC Championship game. And the rest is history. But again, this falls on Aaron Rodgers too, bro. Like, oh, he didn't want Joe Douglas fired? Kind of weird, but hey, man, when you're the Jets, It's just same old shit, different day with the Jets. So that's all I got to say on here tonight. Hope you guys are doing well. Stay tuned throughout the week. And hit the like, subscribe, share button like I say every time. Appreciate you guys listening. And have a great night. Stay tuned.